Hello, everyone. Welcome and thank you so much for joining us tonight on When Can We Play, where the answer is always tonight. Today is day one of our GM Burnout event, in which I am going to be GMing 5 different tabletop RPGs over the course of 5 days. And today is Mork Borg Monday. Mork Borg is an RPG published by Free League Productions and designed by Pelle Nilsson and Johan Nohr, who I know I butchered those beautiful Swedish names. I'm so sorry to the designers, but they're great people. Let's say hello to our lovely endangered players and streamers. Starting with Victor Rivera, please introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Victor. I am a friend. You might have known me from other When Can We Play productions, such as Blades in the Dark, where I play Thingamo Robert Cog. And yeah, that's me. Thanks.
Thank you, Victor. And another friend of mine, Sydney. God, I forgot your last name. I'm sorry. I blanked.
Well, I got a new one now.
Yes, you do. That's why I blanked. I knew your last one. I don't know Cooper's either. I'm going to start with that.
My last name is McEwen, so Sydney McEwen.
Awesome. Oh, and Victor is also from D&Me Adventures, which you should be able to see on the overlay, hopefully. And Sydney, you are also a streamer. You are at
yes.
Dervaffelberg, correct?
I normally have a second person that streams with me in this little box here, but she's sick tonight, so it's just me.
Which is all the pity. She would have been so brutal in this game.
Oh, she would have loved this game so much, but yeah. But anyway, yes, I'm Sydney of Dervaffelberg. We mostly do gaming, like video gaming streams, and sometimes we do like video analysis of films and everything like that. It's like a fun time to come and chat with us too. So
awesome. Thank you so much, Sydney. And finally, but not leastly, Cooper McEwen, whose last name I know. How are you doing, Cooper?
Yes, you do. Doing pretty good. As you said, I'm Cooper. I play on a different stream, Waffles Maple Syrup. We play Starfinder, and I play Moat, the gray engineer. So that's what my Tuesdays are. You can come find us at Waffles Maple Syrup on Twitch. Other than that, I have a job and try to voice act on the side.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Cooper. I really should have had you introduce your character so quickly. Just name and profession or class. Victor.
Tonight, I am starting off with Mercari, who is a heretical priest.
Sydney.
I am playing Rancor, a fanged deserter tonight.
And finally, Cooper.
I'm playing Mordan, a dead god's prophet of Acropho.
I'm in love with that. So as I said, tonight we are playing Mork Borg, and without further ado, let's jump straight into the wicked, awful scenario that you're going to be coping with. The apocalypse in the world of Mork Borg approaches more rapidly than ever before. The rain never ends, and sunlight hasn't been seen within any of your lifetimes. Weeks ago, the ground became seeped in writhing maggots, as was foretold by the prophets. Every step you take is sloshy from either the rain-spattled mud or the crawling pests within it. However, you have heard of a safe place from the inevitable oncoming cataclysm, a fortress at the edge of the world. Now, mind you, there's no avoiding the cataclysm. No heroes are coming to save you. There's no band of heroes going to stop this. It has been foretold. It's happening. But this fortress, you have heard, is above it for some reason. The prophets, the Church of the Basilisk, have declared it Coward's Fortress. But for many people, their last possible salvation from this oncoming end of everything. You and many others have spent what feels like a lifetime traveling to this place. It wasn't just you at first. However, most of the people who accompanied you did not make it, lost along the way either to some terror in the night or simply the expansive nothingness in all directions that they lost themselves in. However, you are among those technically lucky few who came within sight of the fortress. And as you get within sight of it, The ground underfoot becomes solid stone earth, even underneath the onslaught of rain. And ahead, you see the foreboding towers that will possibly prove your only salvation. And above it, you see floating in the sky a massive glowing white orb. You have no idea what it is, but it's possibly the most beautiful thing you've seen in your life. As you approach the grand double doors to this castle, some light pours out of one of the doors that is open just a bit. And as you approach, you see that on the door itself are two soaking parchment papers on which can barely be read, "No longer accepting guests. Trespassers will be slaughtered and kept prisoner." However, you didn't come this far just to turn back now. So you enter the dry foyer within. And I have to remove some characters who did not join today. Let me boop.
They already died.
They died immediately. They just dropped on the floor dead as they entered.
Pathetic.
You enter the dry foyer within, two torches illuminating the wall, illuminating a very well-kept structure. The walls look untouched by time, as if this building could have been built yesterday. Ahead of you are two double doors, and to your left or right are staircases going down and up, respectively. What do you do?
Herr Mercury. Oh, what? Goes towards the stairs heading downward.
All right, to the left. And do our other two adventurers follow directly behind him, or are they just gonna go off their own way?
I'll follow.
All right, beautiful.
Good idea.
Shortly after drying off the small yet vicious dog that follows me everywhere underneath my coattails, I will follow behind.
That is awesome. You have a dog. Wonderful. What's his name? See these intense ropes.
Malice.
Whoa.
Very on theme. I respect it. So, Mercari, as you approach these stairs and you go down, immediately in front of you, you see two figures sitting in chairs, probably behind a table on this pedestal. Go ahead and move your token as far as you deign to move in. As you walk in, you see that one of the figures, the one closest to you, is slouched. He has a hood pulled over. And, oh, hold on. I have to, the camera's black. I forgot to make the tech, I need to give the tech a little character sheet. Oh, no. Hold on.
Reverse.
I know, right?
So Mercari's super handsome. Is like 7 feet tall, ripped to shreds. You can't see that in the token. I'm just giving everyone like a painting, a visual.
There we go. Hold on. I'm putting a lone tech token.
Very oppositely.
All right, tech. Can you see the screen? Sorry,
frail,
you can continue.
This shriveled skin, scars all over their body, and just gross. You can smell just disgust coming off of them.
Very good.
All right. And I'm currently, this is a tech thing I should have gotten before. Oh, there we go. Yeah, just ignore the cameraman following you around everywhere.
I love it.
Cameraman, don't go ahead of the players. You can't reveal things they don't see yet. Which is weird. You should have shared vision or something. But anyway, we're going to keep going with it. So the figures you see at these tables, the one closest to you has a hood pulled over his head, and you see he's just slouched over what is frankly a delicious looking plate of breakfast food, which none of you have probably ever seen good food before. You're used to the world of Mork Borg. You have seen rotten food, maggot covered food, mildewy food on a good day. But this food, it's weird. It looks clean. It looks fresh. It looks nice. And the one that is slouching in front of this plate, he has blood just dribbling from his mouth in a constant stream of drool. However, next to him is another cloaked figure that has a white mask over their face. They seem just a little more lively as they slowly peer up at you. And you see the mask has a built-in just blank expression. And they say to you, "Oh, new guests. No need to feel that you've been offensive. A lot of people can't read around here. It would make sense you'd ignore the sign. Please, join us for our evening meal." And he reaches down and picks off the table a goblet, and holds it up to you, Mercari, since you are the closest.
I would come over here and then throw that hooded figure, like take him by the shoulder and check him down and go, "Good food. Yes, I will have food now." And then just start eating.
You do so. The figure does not fight against you. You don't even have to roll for it. You grab him, throw him down, and he just sprawls backwards over the floor. And you see he just has a blank, emotionless, half-lidded expression staring at the ceiling. His jaws just hinged open, drool, like bloody drool just dripping out. And the hooded figure watches as you scarf down this food on the table. It is immaculate. It's delicious. It's incredible and amazing. And the figure is still holding out the goblet to you and says, "If you wish to be a guest, you must drink with us." Meanwhile, what are our other two adventurers doing at this particular moment?
I'm going to join in on the eating as well and drink from the goblet too.
All right. All right. So walking up to the table, the figure sees you and holds up the goblet to you and says, "You must drink if you are to dine with us." And you take the goblet?
Yes.
All right.
And they'll just be like, "Bottoms up," and just chug it.
All right. So go ahead and roll your toughness score. Okay. As you throw this liquid back, it burns your throat all the way down to your stomach. It feels like you just ingested boiling hot water.
Ooh.
Almost.
Okay.
So.
Yes. Tell me.
I don't know how else to say this. Your character ingests this liquid, and you feel yourself rotting from without as your organs dissolve and turn to liquid. Blood starts pouring out of this character's eyes as they fall to their knees, dead.
Nice.
14 minutes.
Ooh,
I'm sorry.
Wow. So stream is gonna be interesting.
So go ahead and on the character sheet generator I gave you, go ahead and roll a new one. We'll use the same token.
Okay.
My goodness.
That's what happens, I guess.
So next roll Sydney does will have the +1.
Oh, trust me, that 7, it wouldn't have made a difference.
Oh, okay.
It was a DR 16. Yeah, so the masked figure looks down and says, "Some people just can't hold their beverages." And we've added a death counter. So the figure looks up at you eating the meal. What are you doing?
Mordan.
Mordan, what are you doing as you watch your compatriot drop to the floor and now drooled blood is just streaming out of their mouth as well?
Such a shame. Well, little Malice, you may feast on the upper portions of the first victim. I'll take the second. And I'm just gonna go ahead and let Malice, the dog starts, it's a small black dog, and it just looks ratty, but it goes to the first person who died and starts chewing off his ears. And I go to Sydney's previous character and I chop off her ears and begin to eat.
As Acrophy once foretold, flesh is not to be wasted.
There's bacon right here. There's bacon. It's pretty good. You don't have to do that.
As Apocryphy once foretold, the flesh is best consumed in its natural state.
At the table, you see there are 2 more of these hooded figures seated at the table, and they also are slumped forward, blood drooling down from their mouths. And Sydney,
Yes.
let me know when you've rolled a new character, and we'll bring him into the scene.
Okay. I'm gonna try and get another Fang deserter because I kind of want to play that.
Oh, please. There are many of them in this world. They're often used for military, and they desert because the wars in this land are never ending and pointless. The figure looks up at you and says, I must say, if you came to find sanctuary, you are most welcome by myself, but I'm afraid not by the master of this fortress. As the sounds of just you sloppily just eating food off of the table.
And
You devour almost all of it. After some point, it's almost gone. None of these figures object. They just watch you eat the food from in front of them. And as this little, in my mind, schnauzer, I don't know what kind of dog he is, but as Malice is feasting upon Rancor, you see Rancor suddenly sits up, and they have the same blank expression on their face, and their jaw slacks open and bloody drool just trickling from it. And the masked figure says, join me, baby, over here. And the figure doesn't move, and he says, join me. And then the figure stands up without using its arms onto their legs, and they walk over to the other end of the table, and they just stand there.
Okay, so I have the character. Sorry.
All right, beautiful. So I'm just going to copy paste your icon. This won't get confusing at any point. Definitely thought this through. So what's your new character's name? Harga?
Yeah, Harga.
Awesome. So Harga, you burst in through these doors. You see someone else has entered already. You are one of the many, many people who have been trekking for days to find this place, and of course ignored the sign. And you hear you hear like voracious eating from a room to your left.
Okay.
Do you enter?
I will enter, and I'll go figure out what the sound's about.
Okay. So as you come in, you see all the stuff that I'm not going to describe again.
Yeah.
You see you see the scene as it was. You see on the ground, you see Rancor, your old military, but no, I'm not going to. All right. So the figure, he asked you a question, and he seems to be waiting for an answer. That question being, what brings you here?
This is shelter that was foretold by Alatar.
I must
Did
say,
you just look at my character when you said that?
Yep.
How dare you misspeak his name? It's Acrophy.
dead gods have no presence here. We are quite safe from them. I must warn you, though, if you seek sanctuary, you will only find distress. This place drains the uninvited of their vitality. Over time, within the week, your body will be drained of its life, as is the command of the magic made by the master.
I've lived this long so far, so I'm gonna be pretty good.
If you insist, it is your funeral. I only ask that you mind yourself while you're here. And he goes back down to his now empty plate at the table, and he just kind of stares at it and says, we will need more food. But as he says that, he doesn't bother standing up. He just keeps staring at the table. What do you guys do now? Oh, and by the way, you see another Fang deserter enter the room.
More mouths to feed.
Is there a door to the direct east?
Yes, there is. That little door icon.
Yes. I will go over and try and kick it open with my -2 strength.
All right, go ahead. Drag your icon over there. And you can actually... Yeah, go ahead, do that. Go ahead and roll that -2 strength.
Let's see. So you said analog dice, so I'm just going to do
that. Yeah, by all means.
That is a 6, and then I have a -2 strength, so a 4 altogether.
All right, so you reach up and you kick the door open because it wasn't locked. It wasn't even closed. It was like kind of ajar.
Mm-hmm.
And inside, you see a table that has prepared foods on it. It has what looks like just a heaping pile of rotted cheese, which looks delicious, of course.
The attempted token movement collides with at least one wall. Oh, I have to click it to open it. Whoa! Technology, man.
Immersive.
I am in this world.
Oh, do you like my beautiful map, by the way? It is provided by Seafoot Games. It was a free map provided on their Patreon. Seafoot Games.
It's amazing. Thank you.
Cool. All right. Sorry. Moving on. So you enter this room. It is very clearly a larder of some sort. It used to store food. However, all the food you see is cheese. It's all cheese. All of it. It's rotted looking cheese with mildew and mold on it because that's the only item I put in the only food item I made. So it's all cheese. All of it.
Mercari is actually lactose intolerant, so he avoided that death. So nice try, unfriendly GM.
You can, if you want to inspect the cheese for foul play, you can roll a presence check.
Yeah, might as well.
And unless I otherwise specify, the DR, as in the roll number you have to roll higher than, it will be 12 by default. In this case, it is 10. You have to roll higher than 10 on your presence.
That is a 12. And then what is my presence modifier? 0. So 12. Heck
awesome.
Yeah.
You inspect this cheese, and it has very nutritious looking... it's moldy with green and black fungus that's as nutritious as it is possibly lethal. This cheese, eating it, it would restore... I can't put this in roleplay terms. It'll give you some health, but you'll also have to roll toughness to not become poisoned by it.
I'll pocket some
not the same kind of poisoned that we just witnessed, by the way, but I would hope not.
I'll pocket some of it just in case I need to kill someone later.
All right, I've put it in your treasure, but you could also write on your paper if you want to, rotted cheese. Meanwhile, while he's kicking in this door and doing that, what are our other two adventurers doing?
Go ahead, Sid.
Oh, wow.
Or a little bit more. So I'll go, instead of going through the door, I'm going to go down this way. Let's see what's over here.
All right. So, and I don't know what happened to our cameraman token. I'll worry about that in a sec. Oh, there they go. Nice. Yeah, you got to follow the action. We need a name for this cameraman. I'm going to call him cameraman.
Roll a character for the cameraman.
Someone actively following behind.
Not doing a whole lot,
he's just been following you for this whole trip. We haven't really questioned it.
Plus 19 presence.
I'm going to label them camera person.
There we go.
Yeah, so quickly following behind. So in this room, you see weaponry of all sorts. It seems like some sort of weapon storage room. You see armor up on racks, weapons on tables. However, the hooded figure stands up from the table and says, "Do not trespass. You may not go in there. You may explore any of the other parts of the fortress you wish to, but that is mine to guard, and you will not enter it. Please."
Having entered, I will leave.
I'll just be like, all right.
Slowly back, as you back out, he doesn't sit back down. His head just follows you.
I will come up from behind and shove cheese down his throat.
He's wearing a mask, so that'll be a somewhat difficult roll. You'll have to roll. I'm going to make the DR arbitrarily. Let me see. 14, not arbitrarily. That means difficult. Because like the act of getting it under his mask and then down his throat.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead and roll it.
Strength or toughness?
That'll be actually... I'll let you call it between agility or strength, because the case could be made that it's an agility move.
I have +2 in agility. So that is a 7 altogether. 5 + 2 agility.
All right, so you jump up and you start mashing the cheese against his mask. You go to push it up under the mask, and you see it just smears up against the bottom, just kind of stuck on it. And the hooded figure pushes you back and says, "You have been most disrespectful. See our guests out." And all of a sudden, the corpses, all of them, the ones sitting around the table, they just go, "Ugh." And he says, "See them out." And they suddenly stand up from their chairs, knocking the chairs backwards and over. And we're going to roll initiative now.
Let's go.
Yeah.
All right,
This is
license
what
to
we're
kill.
doing
Let's
now.
go.
I'm going to randomly roll it. Technically, we just roll for one group at a time. So we're going to roll. I don't know what that. I clicked a button. I don't know what it did. So I'm just going to roll individual initiatives. Everyone gets to listen to the sound effect 6 times. And we're going to begin combat. So the heretic leader, as they're called, they get to go first. Holy shit, you guys got last on everything. Actually, no, let's rewind. I want to do this right. So it can go either way. We can do individual initiative or simple party initiative. As in, one group goes first, the other group goes next. You want to just keep it moving as we did for now? Or...
I mean, it seems like with our rolls, we're going last anyway.
Oh, that's true. It did work out. That's a good point. Thank you. So yeah, the bad guys are going to go first. Bad guys. So immediately this guy runs over to the barrel behind him. He pops off the lid, and with his bare hand, he scoops out some liquid and he throws it at Mercari's face. Mercari, roll an agility to try to avoid this attack. DR12.
Agility. So 14 + 2, 16.
All right, so you immediately duck as this liquid goes flying over your head and spatters the wall behind you. And it's a black viscous liquid, and you see it smoldering and smoking, and it's as it's kind of burns the brickwork behind it. Not brick. What are fortresses made of? Moving on.
Stone.
So something like rocky substance. So this other being, this one of these robed figures, immediately is going to turn around to Harga, and because Harga is the closest to them, and they're reaching out, attempting to grab you by the shoulders. Harga, make an agility check to try to avoid. And just for the record, this is totally how this is going to keep going.
Okay. My question is, roll what again? I'm so sorry.
Agility.
Agility. Okay. And that's like a D20,
Yes, roll a d20 and add your agility modifier.
which would be
The number written by agility. Anytime I say modifier, I'm referring to one of your skills, your agility, presence, strength, or toughness.
so that would be a 0.
Hot diggity dog. Oh man, I'm gonna feel.
17.
Oh, I thought you rolled a 0. Okay,
No.
17.
Oh, no,
You're
no.
golden.
No.
You-
As in, like, the modifier's a 0.
I understand. My mistake. So this creature dives towards you, and it swoops you like Scooby-Doo monster grab style, and you just duck underneath. Woo! And it completely misses. So let me see.
Oh,
How
thank
many?
God.
This is going to keep happening. This other one's bumbling over the chair. It just kind of Skyrim NPC like pushes the chair aside with the shins as it comes towards the cameraman. No, Mercari. Mercari, go ahead and roll the same agility check.
9 + 2, so 11.
All right, 11. So this creature grabs you by the shoulders, and you are now grappled. And this thing immediately, it yanks you close, and you're trying to push it away, but it puts its face up just above yours so that the drool can drizzle down onto your face. And you will take 4 damage as the acidity starts burning across your entire mouth. It gets into your mouth and you feel yourself becoming sickly. Go ahead and make a toughness roll for DR12.
I have plate armor, which is negative D6 damage. Tier 3 DR plus 4 on agility checks. Defense is DR plus 2.
Okay, so that means when you're rolling to dodge something, it won't be. So if something's D12, or a 12, you actually have to roll 14 or higher. But that minus D6 means go ahead and roll a D6 to see how much damage you avoid.
4.
You avoid. Okay, so it goes to drool on you, and I guess it's what? Do you have a faceplate or something? Like
I just have like a really high collar, so I just.
Yeah, there you go. Never mind what I said about the damage. It just drizzles off, smoldering just a bit. It doesn't seem to damage your very hardy armor, however, luckily for you. So let me see. Who are we on? We are.
Sorry, I accidentally clicked the initiative thing on.
That's
the
fine.
sheet.
I didn't know you could do that.
Son of a bitch.
I'm trying to figure out this character sheet because it was like add your like weapons and your armor, and I was like, okay, I want to do it, but there's nowhere to click to do it, and I'm just like,
I gotcha.
Things.
So this other character is going to turn around, and it's going for your dog, Morden.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, did my dog get the +3 HP?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, all right.
Normally I'd say nah, but that sounds hilarious. So yeah.
A hilarious dog death soon here on When Can We Play?
Oh man, did I just cancel myself? All right, so so go ahead and roll for your dog a flat agility roll. So just roll a d20 and it's ignoring your modifier.
All right.
Because the dog doesn't have stats.
I rolled a 1.
Oh my goodness. All right. So
do you need my dice?
So it grabs your dog,
we'll see.
and it's really easy for it to just drizzle this blood all over the poor creature. It's gonna take double damage. Because that's what happens on you take 4 damage on your dog. Was that all your dog's HP?
My dog has 9 HP thanks to that +3.
Holy crap! I should have said it's too late. I did it. We're doing it now. That's a very hardy purse dog.
Malice
all right.
is a tank, and now he's pissed.
All right,
no.
so your dog looks not well. It's still alive, clearly, but it's not looking super healthy. All right, so finally, Mordan, it is your turn.
You bastard. Malice. Rip his throat out.
So I want Malice to. Oh crap!
Uh-oh.
I think a dog just puked under my desk.
Yeah.
Hey!
Did Malice just get any character?
Wow.
Oh, no.
It is fitting within the world also.
I'm gonna check on it.
How immersive.
Oh no! Oh no!
We're having some technical difficulties. Please bear with us. Nobody could have foreseen.
I think
this.
she licked it up. No.
Oh.
Oh.
Floor.
There's nothing on the floor anymore.
That's more horrifying than the game.
She might not have actually got thrown up, but I don't know. She made the noise.
See, that's why you don't eat corpses.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, raw flesh, that's how it's supposed to be.
Oh my goodness.
But anyway, with the order I give to my dog, am I also able to make my own attack against the person?
I don't. There's not really rules for it, so I'm just gonna say, sure, yeah. It's a separate thing. It doesn't have initiative. It just goes on yours. This game is, as I said, rules light. We're making this shit up. So,
cool.
Yeah, your dog can do so. Roll a presence test for your dog for success.
My dog. Okay. 17.
Mm.
17. All right, go ahead and roll. Does your dog have a damage modifier?
It does. That's a D4.
Go ahead and roll a D4.
2.
2. All right. So your dog immediately grabs him where?
The throat.
The throat. All right. He jumps up and starts nipping at that throat, and it starts gouging through, and the blood pours out from those wounds. However, this creature doesn't seem emotionally affected by that in the slightest. What do you do in the meantime, Mordan?
In the meantime, I am going to
More than a feeling.
squeeze my hand in the black ichor of rot that coats my skin. Will go and grip the head of the bastard who dared to lay a hand on Malice, and I will apply Ichor of Rot. So that's a DR 12 attack. I think that's the thing.
Okay.
So does that mean I have to roll a 12 to hit, or they have to defend against a 12?
Yeah, this is a game where I don't really roll except for damage. All of the succeeding and failing is done on your roll's parts. So yeah, that'll be your roll. Whatever skill it tells you to.
It just says as a DR 12 attack. It doesn't say whether or not it's strength, agility, presence, or anything like that.
That'll be for melee attacks. It'll usually be strength.
Okay. I'll roll strength. 13. So that beats the 12.
That succeeds. Okay, so this black ichor, it rots them, you said?
Yes. So this creature must take pass a DR 12 toughness test or descend into frothing spasms for 2 turns.
That's fine. That was its last HP. No matter how much damage you did, it just had 1 HP left. So
I don't know that it does damage, to be fair.
Oh, does it not? Well, never mind.
I think it's just a make them foam at the mouth for a few turns.
All right. Okay. Well, I already narrated it. So they're on the floor foaming at the mouth and writhing in pain. Okay. They're not, they're unmoving. They're MIA. That's how that works this time.
All right. Let's do it.
All right. So up next, we've got, what is your Mercury? It is your turn.
Mercury takes his meat cleaver that he's got, and then will try and hack the masked leader.
All right, go ahead and make your strength test, DR12.
That is 8 minus 2, so 6.
Awesome. So you go to thwack down at this guy. It lands in the little barrel next to him as he nimbly jumps backwards, avoiding this. Meanwhile, good old, I forgot what your last Fang deserter's name was, but that guy,
it was Rancor.
Rancor comes up behind you, Mercury, and attempts to grab you. Agility check, go.
Oh, me or Rancor?
You.
Oh, yeah, because Rancor's stats have been dead. 15 plus 2, 17.
You're good. These creatures are kind of slow, apparently. You duck once more underneath without worrying about it. Harga, your turn.
Okay. First of all, I'm sorry. I had to go clean up vomit, so...
Nobody can foresee these things. All these hooded people, all these zombie-like hooded people are trying to strangle you, basically. And bleed acid blood into your orifices.
Okay, and then one of them's dead already, right? Is that why there's
Yeah, he's MIA at least.
Oh, MIA, that's right. Okay. So I guess I will do I'll do a bite attack. I feel like that might be a bad idea with acid blood, but
never a bad idea.
We'll try it.
All right, so what is the test it set? Does it have stats for your bite attack?
It does. It's a DR10 to attack and a D6 damage.
Nice. All right, go ahead and roll your strength.
Strength. Okay.
Yeah, mind you, strength. Melee things will usually be strength. Range things will usually be agility. General rule of thumb.
Okay. 14. Does that? I guess that hits.
Yes, that succeeds. So go ahead and roll your damage.
Yeah, roll damage.
D6.
1.
All right, just like the dog got a better bite than you. You just get a nip, like a little nip of flesh. Oh, I accidentally hit refresh. My life in front of me. I hope that didn't bug you guys out or anything. All right. All right, so yeah, you rip out just a small tear from its flesh, but that's not enough to really do that much.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna try to speed
These
through this
dice,
again.
man. I
So
swear.
this guy, the priest, the heretic, he's gonna try to grab you, Mercury,
Do it.
and he's gonna try to shove your head into this barrel of viscous liquid.
Do it.
So go ahead and make an agility check.
All right, I'm going to use an omen to make sure it's good.
All right, awesome. And that'll be, what omen effect are you doing with it?
Oh, right. There's different ones. I thought it was just a cool deal max damage and reroll to lower. Oh, well, I guess I don't need to right now.
You can use it after you roll. It's fine.
Gotcha. Well, I have a 17 plus 2, so 19.
He grabs you and starts shoving your face against the liquid, and you just barely slip out. It's easy with your metal armor. There's not much for him to solidly grab on.
Yeah.
Next up, we got our scum going again. So basically, go ahead, Hargo, roll another agility check. As that's these things bread and butter. It just keeps trying to grab and drool, grab and drool, grab and drool. Harga.
Oh, you're muted.
Oh, you're muted.
I am muted.
There you go.
What's up?
Go ahead and roll an agility test.
Okay. I was just looking at the agility because I thought I had something for agility. So, and I do. So agility tests are DR +2.
Oh, so they're harder for you. All right. Is that because you have armor on? You have.
I have scale armor.
Oh, yeah, that'll do it. All right, so you'll need to pass a DR 14 in your agility, but whatever damage you take, it'll be reduced by, I believe, D6.
So do I roll a D20 to see if it hits? Or...
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, first roll a D20 to see if you dodge it.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
It's an 8.
Awesome. All right, so go ahead and roll a D6 to see how much damage you can reduce.
Okay.
As I roll to see how much damage he does. What'd you get?
I got a 2.
All right, so this thing grabs onto you and it tries wrenching your head back just so its slobber can get onto you. Go ahead and make a toughness roll.
Okay. 12.
Okay, you fine. Some gets into your mouth, you spit it out. It burns and it's disgusting. It tastes like someone else's snot, but you don't
That's
take
not what
whatever.
I want to drink.
All right, Morden, your turn.
I'm going to say Malice. Next is their leader. And Malice will run under the table and leap for the leader's throat. As
all right, go ahead and
grappling with Mercari.
Make a presence check.
That is a 6.
All right, your dog runs up underneath the table. One of the other hooded figures, on the back swing of his leg, he kind of kicks your dog out of the way.
Can I spend one of my omens to have more than a feeling re-roll the dice roll?
Yes, you can. Go ahead and spend that omen. Morden, you get to re-roll.
All righty. Let's see if this goes. That's worse.
You son of a... I bet I kicked the dog.
All right, so you abuse an animal. All right, Morden, but you still have your personal turn as well.
It goes under the table. I go over the table, and I am reaching for. I guess I'm reaching for the underling, who is below. So whoever.
All right, and what's that going to be? What are you hitting him with?
I am going to try to shove a bottle of red poison down. Well, that seems like counterintuitive. They already are poisoned. I'm just going to shove a short sword in its back.
Awesome. All right, go ahead and make your strength roll.
Alrighty. I'm going to use an omen to negate a fumble.
Okay, that's a good plan.
Mm-hmm.
So go ahead and re-roll.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
14.
Okay, 14. Yeah, that's a hit. Go ahead and roll your damage.
Couldn't find a D4.
2 damage. All right, so you shove your sword in there. This creature barely registers. He's still reaching out towards Mercury, trying to get his grubby mitts on him. On that note, Mercury, go ahead and roll your agility again.
7 altogether.
7 altogether. He grapples you. And go ahead and roll toughness versus all of this scum getting on your face. 8. All right. Oh, we forgot to roll. Go ahead and roll your d6 to reduce the damage as well. That 3 damage you're going to get.
6.
All right, you take no damage. That failed toughness roll doesn't matter because I shouldn't have made you roll it. It's all good. All right. So now it is your turn, Mercury. This thing is grabbing onto you.
I will use the meat cleaver again and go, second breakfast, and then try to hit him.
All right, the one in front of you?
Yeah, the leader guy.
Oh, the leader guy. All right, go ahead and roll your strength roll.
9.
9. It still completely misses. Oh my God, this is brutal. Yeah, it misses. Yes.
Use a omen to help out and reduce the DR by 4 for that attack.
Yeah. For future reference, if you want to use that one, you probably want to use it before the roll. But actually, no. Forget what I just said. Screw it. It doesn't matter. Yeah, you reduced it by 4. So what did you roll?
9.
All right, so you succeeded. The DR was 8 after that.
Woo!
So your cleaver smashes straight through the mask, and buried halfway in the mask, you see just blood trickling from the crack that your cleaver has formed. And his body just goes limp, and he just kind of just schlicks off your cleaver onto the ground. And abruptly, as he does that, the hooded figure that's grabbing you and strangling and trying to spit, he stops moving. He doesn't let go, but all of them stop moving completely.
Nice. And then, are we out of initiative?
Yes.
I say, burn or be burned is the fate I accept, and then I kick the one grappling on me.
You do so, and it just goes hurtling over a couple chairs. It doesn't stumble so much as just fall like a mannequin.
I grab a piece of bacon and then go, all right, well, let's check out this thing that he was guarding.
Yeah, so in this room, you see a variety of different weaponry. You can roll a presence check to look them, because you see some casual stuff. You can't tell the difference between any of these weapons for real, besides the obvious. This is a sword. This is a bow. But you want to find the special stuff, go ahead and make presence checks.
18.
Hot dog.
I found a hot dog.
All right. What did you guys roll?
12.
You said presence?
Yes.
10.
All right. So, Mercury, with your great ass roll, you find a javelin on one of these tables, and it has an unidentifiable charred and pitted metal. But as you touch it, it crackles a little against your fingers. It kind of hurts, but you're able to pick it up without agonizing pain. It's just notable. So this is the Volt Thrower. On a critical hit, a lightning bolt strikes the javelin for an additional 2d10 damage, not reduced by armor. On a fumble, the lightning strikes the wielder before releasing the javelin. So I'm gonna drag that in your little treasures so you can access it.
Heck yeah.
So Mordan, I'm moving your little tokens in here. All right, Mordan, you find a dagger and it is a curved, weird, strange look to it. But picking it up, you can see that it has some sort of magic quality to it. This is Claw of the Sloth. On a 1, attack and defense DR against the target are -2 next round. If DR reaches 0, the target is frozen in place permanently. And finally, Harga. You find... Ooh, which of these is more fun?
Dog poop.
I'm going to give you... You find an eternally burning green flame inside an oil lamp. This is voodoo fire. When smashed, the flame spreads with the scattered oil. It deals D4 fire damage, and it cannot be extinguished.
Oh.
Which I will drag into your little treasures thing there.
Now, is this like a one-use only type of thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you throw it and it explodes. Oh, and Mordan, I've put the Claw of the Sloth in your little treasures thing so you can see it and access it. What do you guys do next? We got to move along.
I will follow whatever y'all do.
I'll say that Harga is a little pissed that they told her not to explore, so she'll just explore more and go up the stairs.
Spiteful, I'm into it.
Little spiteful person.
All right, so traveling up the staircase, go ahead and drag your little tokens. And you see a single doorway in front of you.
She will try to open it.
As you open the door, you die. You open it.
Please no.
You can actually just click it, and it should open easily without trouble.
Wow, fancy. Okay.
All right. So inside this room, it seems like some sort of study, but sprawled out on the desk are a variety of scrolls. Some of them unfinished, but a few of them with some sort of incantation on them. You find one of them is a scroll of telekinesis, exactly what it sounds like. And another is Metzwaddle Blind Your Eye. A creature becomes invisible for D6 rounds or until it is damaged. And attacking, defending, you have a DR6.
So,
who wants what?
I've got an ability, or one of my traits is called Zealot First, Scholar Second. When encountering scrolls, I must pass a presence roll in order to not immediately destroy them.
Oh.
All right. Does it give you a difficulty for that?
Yes, DR12.
Oh, man. Okay. Go ahead and roll your DR12.
Now, am I going to roll this for each scroll? Because it says, no, if I start with the scroll, consider I passed. Okay, so is this going to be for all of them at once?
It'll be for, I'll say it'll be for all at once.
Okay, all right.
I don't think it would be this scroll in particular.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, fuck this one. Lucky, I rolled a 17.
All right, so despite your overwhelming urge to destroy this nonsense.
It looks like it could be useful.
I will say that Harga is incapable of understanding scrolls, so she's just like, ugh, scrolls.
Reading. What's this nerd shit?
Ugh.
Weak. All right. And Mercury, I guess you're going to... Mordan, are you unable to use the scrolls? Because I guess those two scrolls would go between the other two in that case.
Mm-hmm.
I can use them.
Okay.
It's just when I encounter, I have to make sure that they aren't
Okay.
the words of false prophets. And
So,
gods.
who wants the telekinesis? Who wants the Metzwaddle Blind Your Eye?
I'll take the telekinesis.
All right. I'm going to drag that into your treasures. And I'm going to drag that into your treasures. You now have those. So whenever you want to use a scroll, you'll have to roll a presence test in order to successfully use them. If you fail, you'll become dizzy and it won't work. If you roll a 1, terrible things happen to your body and soul. Moving on. Where are you guys going next? Oh, and I'll say, any of you near the little, what is that called? A parapet? A buttress? I always forget castle terminology. The little arrow slit. Looking through it, you're able to see a lone figure standing out in a circle of statues, and he has some sort of wavering, shimmering field around him, and he's holding his arms, and he turns around and faces you, and looking straight at you, you're able to hear these dissonant whispers in your mind. They don't mean anything. It's in some made-up gibberish language, but you have to pull yourself away just to not be affected by it. And I'll say, based on just who was adjacent to those, that was Mercury and Harga. You will both make a DR10 presence test.
6. Yeah.
If you fail, you will take 1 point of psychic type damage.
Excellent.
I got a 10.
All right, you're good. You managed to wave off that nonsense. You've seen worse in the wars. All right, friends, what are you doing next?
Telekinesis. What is that exactly? I'll follow what y'all are doing.
I want to go explore the next door at the bottom here.
And I apologize. Someone redeemed on the Twitch that +1 to your roll. We should have used that ASAP. But next roll that occurs, period, gets that +1. Sorry. Thank you, Twitch fans. Moving on. Go ahead and take your tokens where you will. The game is not paused. You can move freely.
Mordan will tell Malice he may feast, and Malice will go to the cultists, the things, the people that are laying on the ground first, but catches a whiff of cheese, and will go to the cheese room and try to eat some of the cheese.
All right. So go ahead and head into the cheese room. I will put some... Actually, I'll just tell you, since the cheese is accessible right here, what a funny sentence. Go ahead and roll a DR10 toughness check. As you eat the cheese, are you eating the cheese or your dog?
This is Malice.
Okay.
Malice.
Okay. That's very important. So go ahead and make toughness
11.
check. All right, so your dog eats the cheese and they kind of spit it back up on the ground, and then they promptly eat it again. Go ahead and roll a d6 for how much HP they recover.
2.
All right, they recover 2 HP.
All righty. Wonderful.
And
Malice is much better off.
What are you guys doing now?
I'm opening this door that we haven't opened from below.
This door is currently locked. You try to jiggle the handle. It is not opening. Oh, wait. I think I locked the wrong door. A different door should have been locked. Not that one. 1 second. Yeah, no, that one's open. You thought it was locked. It opens.
I kick it regardless.
You kick it in. It blasts open. And you see a table in front of you that has a sprawled out book in front of it, on it. And it has barely legible handwriting on it. But with a presence test, you can attempt to decipher what is scribbled on this paper.
Must be the words of false gods.
Yeah, probably. Oh, sorry, that was a character.
I rolled a 9.
You rolled a 9. You are not able to make heads or tails of this nonsense. Does someone else want to make a go at it?
Oh, what's the roll for?
To try to presence.
Presence. Okay.
Yes.
I'll try it. Why not? Yeah. 13.
13. Okay, so when Harga goes up, you can't read scrolls, but you can read bullshit handwriting. Apparently, probably given it in the guise of.
I don't understand scrolls.
Yeah. No, it's fine. It's different. It's different letters or alphabets or something.
Okay.
We're rolling with it.
Okay.
So, as you read the text on this paper, you gather that the door in front of you, the door to your right at the bottom of the map from where you are, is locked, and the key is stored in a nearby sacrificial tower. The purpose to it is to keep people from trying to destroy this safe haven. The Church of the Basilisk does not enjoy the existence of this place. They believe you're supposed to face the end without being such a wuss. You're supposed to just face the apocalypse and take it. People committing suicide or trying to avoid the apocalypse are cowards. So a lot of people come hunting this place. So they've locked themselves outside. That person you saw standing in the stone circle, presumably. However, they keep this place safe from all these cataclysmic terrors at the cost of the vitality and life of whoever's within. So in theory, if you wanted to stay in this fortress for all time, you would die like pretty soon, sapped of your strength. However, there is a key in the sacrificial tower nearby, and it also speaks of a scroll that has been hidden in there as well, because it could ruin this whole thing. A heretic came in here with the scroll, and they were sacrificed in said sacrificial chamber. None of that nonsense.
Okay.
All right, guys, what you doing next?
I am going up these stairs. Right now. Right now.
All right. And once more on this table, guess what you see on the table?
I read it.
You see scrolls.
Cheese.
Scrolls.
Oh, okay.
Scrolls for everybody. Not everybody.
Scrolls.
You see one scroll, and if you're able to legibly read it, I don't know if you're supposed to normally roll to deduce what a scroll actually does. I'm just going to tell you because that's more fun.
Hell yeah.
So one of them is Grace of a Dead Saint. D2 creatures regain D10 HP each. That was a little gimme I threw you in this session. Another one is called Unmet Fate. Ask 3 questions to a deceased creature.
I'll take that one.
All right. You do so. I have dragged it
All right.
into your treasure so we can keep
Grace
track
of
of
Dead
it.
Saint is mine.
Oh, you actually, I believe, have to roll a presence check, don't you?
I do. Haha. Thank you very much.
Yeah, Mercury takes one scroll, hands off the other to you,
8.
and you grab it and promptly rip it to shreds in front of your partner's face.
Are we gonna use the +1 for this, or is it just gonna
Oh yeah.
use it already?
I think
Okay.
I think the +1 technically happened with Malice's roll for the cheese. So
It retroactively
Oh, yeah.
applies. Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't forget. I don't put these chat rewards if I'm just gonna forget them. I gotta be on that shit. Anyway. So yeah, you tear up the scroll to shreds in front of you.
False gods.
I would have taken that if you hadn't. So, are these doors ahead of us? Are they locked?
Go ahead and click it and find out. Give the handle a jiggle.
Woo!
All right, it's open.
Boom.
Oh, we've got another +1 purchased, I believe. All
All right, so that's the stairs. There, that's the entranceway where we just came in.
Yeah,
Big
that's
the
where this
circle.
adventure started.
Boom! I run up the stairs.
All right. Go ahead and charge on up there. You come to the end of this stairway, and you see just to your left, respectively, a single, pretty much empty room that just has a statue standing in the middle of it. And this door above you, you can hear chatting. Just murmurs coming from it. This door to the north, and this door to the left. I'm gonna pause here. This door to the left. I'll catch up more down so they can see. You hear banging, angry, furious banging against the door, and someone screaming, "Let me out! Let me out! They're killing me! Free me, please!" However, the other door, the northern one, it was murmuring, just like gentle conversation was occurring. But in this room, it's completely empty, slow, quiet, just this single lone statue. And you see just through the crack into the next room, more stairs ahead.
Victor has something, but I want to let y'all go first if you want something.
I'm not particularly interested in dealing with more fools who got themselves trapped in a situation like this. I'm not going to die here. So why help somebody else?
Unfortunately, I'd say my character would be the same way. She'd be like, serves them right. So then she just keeps moving forward.
Serves them right for being in that room.
Though I will smear
I love
some
it.
rotting ichor on the statue in the center as I pass by.
You do so.
So I tucked behind the the statue, and then with my spell, my scroll of telekinesis, I will open the door from back here.
All right. So go ahead and make a presence roll to use said scroll.
That is a 10 plus nothing. So just a 10.
All right. Well, +1 from the chat. That'll be 11,
Woo!
which isn't enough. You you look down at the scroll and you start reading the words, but suddenly an intense, horrendous feeling of wooziness comes down over you. You will lose D2 HP. You will lose 2 HP as you feel something snap inside you from the scroll, and you promptly vomit real quick onto the floor, and you feel dizzy now. During this time, powers will fail in the worst possible way.
Good.
That shows you what happens when you eat
So
something aside from flesh.
you can still attempt scrolls, but
Natural
if you
flesh.
fail, it'll be nightmarish for you.
Gotcha. So I used my scroll of telekinesis. It didn't work, but I did it. So there we go. Cool. And shall we move on?
Yes. Come, Malice.
All right.
I have to
So-
carry the dog up the stairs because it doesn't like stairs.
Is that one of the descriptions?
No, that's just flavor.
What a sentimental character trait that's so abrupt. Got Tony
Come
Soprano
along,
over here.
Malice.
All right.
You
So,
have
yeah.
a soft spot for your dog.
It kills nicely.
Mm.
That's so sweet. All right. So approaching this doorway ahead at the top of these stairs, who wants to deign to open it?
I will. Why not?
All right. All right. So as this door clicks open, you peer inside this room. There is a giant rune circle etched onto the floor. I'm going to pause real quick. On this floor, on this floor is a scattering of bloodied skeletons just lying in different poses on the ground as if they were freshly cleansed of their flesh, leaving only blood behind. Dangling from the ceiling, represented by this little blue circle I put here, is an iron chain that has a chain wrapped around the neck of one of these skeletons. And in the far off corner, you see a desk tucked up into the against the wall. What do you do?
I will run to the desk before someone tries to tear up more scrolls or shit on the books.
All right, hold on. I'm going to pause again. Go ahead and make an agility test.
Oh, yeah.
DR 12.
That is a 7.
All right,
no.
so as you get a good few steps across this floor, sprinting with a very logical plan of keeping this guy from murdering these scrolls, you hear as stone crumbles underneath you, and a skeletal claw reaches out of the ground and grabs you around your ankle, and it begins pulling and tugging you into the ground. Your leg goes partially in the way, but it's kind of trying to bend at an angle with your shin scraping against the ground. You're going to take You can roll your armor for this. So go ahead and roll your D6.
2.
All right, so you take 2 damage, and this thing is currently grappling you, and you guys are watching as it is dragging Mercury into the ground, in between the cracks in the stone. What do you two do?
And look over, and I'm like, should we help?
Malice, get your treat. And it goes for the bony hand.
Oh, okay.
Dogs love bones.
I thought you were going for Mercury.
Yeah,
Not
just
yet.
the
Not yet.
That was metal as hell. Okay, so go ahead and roll a presence test for your dog's general success in this matter.
Alrighty then. That's a 4.
All right, Mercury, how are you handling this as you're being dragged into the ground?
Not well. I'm dizzy, and this is just not. It's very bad situation.
And the dog runs up and goes and starts biting your leg instead of the hand. It's getting the wrong thing.
I try out.
I'll even be like, I guess, and she'll like walk over and start trying to pull him out.
All right, go ahead and make a strength test.
Okay. Please work. 15.
All right, with the 15, you do in fact manage to drag Mercury away from this thing. However, you now have to roll an agility DR12 test as more hands, like a heavy metal album, just start popping out of the ground and reaching for you.
Did Malice have to roll one as well?
No, actually, he does not.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I also will remember I have a DR +2 to agility test.
Yes, you do. So it'll be 14.
I have to do the D6 thing, right? No, the D4.
That'll mean that if it's giving +2 to DR for agility test, that means for this, instead of DR12, it's going to be DR14 for you to try and avoid this.
Okay. So.
And then if you take damage, that's when we'll roll the other thing.
Okay, gotcha.
All right, what you got?
That's either a very, very good thing.
What happened?
Just
bad.
I rolled a 3.
Don't forget, you could spend an omen if you chose to.
Actually, I will for this. I'll
All right.
spend an omen.
So spend one of your omens. You can re-roll your die.
Oh, that was much better. That was a 10, but I don't know if it's gonna.
That still won't cut it, I'm afraid.
Yeah.
As you're helping Mercury out, you yank him from the hand that's grabbing him as 2 more grip your legs and pull you into the ground, again scraping up along your legs. You will take. So go ahead and now roll a d6 to see how much damage your armor prevents.
Okay. 4.
Oh, okay. So you take no damage, but you are still dragged thigh deep into the ground.
Okay.
All right. So, Morden, you got your dog to do something, but you didn't do it yourself. What you got?
I will walk the perimeter of the room, seeing as it seemed like when they walked over the runes, that might have been when the skeleton hands tried to grab them. So Mordan is going to head over to this table and inspect for anything
and tear up some scrolls.
Useful.
As far as useful, that go ahead and roll a presence check to see to that regard.
Alrighty. 14.
All right. So you find, and I'm going to randomly decide this. You find a pot filled with extremely potent itching ointment. You find a necklace of human teeth and a pocket full of broken glass.
Like, as he approaches, then his pocket is suddenly filled with broken glass?
Like a pocket's worth.
Okay.
A handful. That would have been... Yeah, I just picked like the first 3 treasures from a random corpse plundering thing.
I love it.
So that's where it would have been. All right. So, yeah, what are you guys doing now? We're about to have to deal with some stuff. Oh, sorry. Let me do something. So as Harga's being dragged into the literal ground by these hands, suddenly the skeletons that are bloodied and lying around on the ground unmoving, they start to animate and come to life, and they start standing up in front of you. And we're going to do some initiative stuff again.
Heck yeah.
Oops, I rolled party initiative. All right, enemies go first. So we're gonna go as quick as we can with this thing, with its bony, disgusting, nasty, prickly fingers. I guess are gonna. They're gonna start just bum rushing you abruptly, like all of them just charging towards you. Two of them start going towards you, Mordan. So all of you, go ahead and make agility checks.
Man, I've been actually rolling really good for agility.
I got 16.
All right, you're safe.
Okay, good.
So I do have +2 to defending his attacks due to stench. If skeletons don't have noses, does that count?
No, dude, your stench is so raunchy. It still affects them.
It's a god stench, so it should.
Yeah,
really,
no,
really count.
it transcends into the afterlife. This rotting stench that is your body.
5.
5? That's fun. All right. Oh, go ahead and roll another one, by the way, because 2 of them are coming at you. And meanwhile, I'm gonna roll for all their little damage.
Cooper's got some metal hair.
And what had you rolled?
Getting into
This
character.
would be going. Yeah.
It'll affect the rolls, surely.
16 for the second.
All right. So for the second you succeed, these skeletons come up to you and start reaching out, and you're trying to slap their hands away. One of them just scratches you across the face. Take 1 little damage.
I have leather armor, which is -D2 damage. I can't roll less than 1, so. it
Yeah,
doesn't
flip a
happen.
coin.
Was the one the damage that I took?
literally no, yeah, you're right, you can't roll less than 1. I see what you're saying. So yeah, it scrapes down your face, not doing any it just kind of just kind of caresses your face almost lovingly.
It's the hair.
Yeah. And Mercury, what did you say you had?
I rolled a 19.
Oh, well, both of you are fine, even with these skeletons coming at you. Harga, you're half buried in the ground, but you're still safe. So now it is the party's turn. What are you guys doing?
I am using the Volt Thrower javelin to hit the skeletons near us.
All right. Sick. Very sick. All right. So go ahead and roll. First of all, are you throwing it or just stabbing?
Just stabbing.
All right. Make a strength check then.
Like sweeping. So that is a 13, and I believe I have a -2. Yes, so I have 11 altogether.
All right. So you notice that, first of all, your javelin, because it is piercing and these are skeletons, it kind of chink like off the bones a little bit. And that doesn't quite do it. That's a miss. It just goes straight through the rib cage, as a matter of fact. Who's next?
I think the best thing for me to do is try and wiggle myself out of the ground.
Wiggle, wiggle.
Wiggle, wiggle.
All right. So that'll be.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that would be strength or agility for the sake of? Because, I mean, you're
Wanna say
yanking
agility,
yourself.
Maybe? No.
Yeah.
That's a good question.
Right?
See, I feel like in D&D it'd be agility or something like that.
Well, this ain't your grandma's D&D.
No. I mean, it could be strength.
I'll just make it quick. Just go ahead and pick either one. I'll let you pick whatever's higher. How about that?
I'll
We'll
do
keep it
strength
simple.
then. We'll do
Yeah,
strength.
yeah. Because for me, the argument could be made, I think, that you'd be ripping your legs away from this creature that's grabbing you.
I got a 13.
13? All right. You successfully, you
Okay.
slurp both of your legs out of the ground. And
Is it all I can do, or how does
that seems like an action
yeah.
to me, frankly.
Mm-hmm.
If that seems fair to you.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Mordan. What have you got?
Mordan calls for aid, and Malice will come and help me out. and try to
Got a
take
bone
out
boy.
one of the zombies. And then Morning will pull out the scroll that he just got and try to utilize Medsol blind your eye.
All right. Go ahead and roll a presence check for that.
That is a 12.
That is a success.
Yes.
It successfully works. So immediately you guys you briefly look over at where Mordan was. He is gone now. And he is gone go ahead and roll a d6 for how many rounds you are gone.
6.
You are invisible for 6 rounds as the enemies suddenly see he is gone and they're trying to reach around for him, and they are going to start smacking at where you were. But the agility test to dodge these attacks, because you're invisible, are DR 6.
Hell yeah. All right.
And after this, I'll be on. They're going to give up and leave, but they're going to keep smacking empty air.
Hides the flesh.
So roll your agility test.
One was a 18 total. Another is a 17 total.
You are good and you are good. You have stepped out of the way completely where they're just swiping at the air, and they get restless and bored, and they turn around and start wandering over towards the party. Meanwhile,
yes, Malice would have also been right beside them to begin attacking.
Let me retcon.
Would you want me to roll Malice's
yes
presence attack?
Yes.
Rolled a 6.
I really should have gotten a little icon. All right, so that's a miss on Malice's part. So they're going to attack. It's too late. I already narrated him attacking you. Next, they will target your doggy, but those ones are done. Meanwhile, other 2 friends, go ahead and roll your agility checks as well to avoid these bony boys.
Checks or tests? I'm assuming tests.
Both, same thing.
Okay, just making sure because I have to remember the agility test with me is like the +2, so.
I got you. Tests. I will say tests. In this game, they are called tests, so that's my mistake.
Okay.
I rolled 14 altogether.
You're good.
Please. No. The dice hate me today.
What'd you got?
I got a 4.
Beautiful. All right, so that'll be, unless you go ahead and roll your damage or your armor to reduce damage.
A 3.
All right, so don't worry. This thing harmlessly scrapes off of your armor. It's the party's turn again. And mind you, okay, this is a little meta. If you guys want to stand here and go toe-to-toe fighting these things, that is your God-given right. You don't have to. You know, there are you could always dip. You could always find some other way around it. You can just sit here wailing on them. I'm going to say in a war of attrition, you will not win. Most likely, but you can. But it will take forever. Either way, regardless. That's as meta as I'll get with it.
Okay.
Because these guys have a bunch of HP between them, and I built this encounter before 2 players dropped. Party's turn. What do you guys do now that your GM just said, "Screw yourselves"?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna bug out. That's what I'm gonna do. Wee.
Yes, I will try to as well.
Okay. And that, you know, you can do what you will, but toe-to-toe combat usually doesn't go well for players in Mork Borg, is all I mean.
Yeah.
All right, and Invisible Mordan, what are you doing?
Yes, Invisible Mordan. As I begin to step over the table to head to the next one, I will say to Malice, show them the way out. And Malice will bark at them and run and like nip at legs and then run out the door towards the others.
All right, awesome. He does so.
And then Mordan will search this table for anything useful.
All right, on this table, you see a scroll. And this scroll is unlike one you've ever seen before.
Nat 20.
Oh,
for
wow.
23 on my presence check not to destroy it.
Thank God. I was so hyped for this one. This scroll is called Wayward Soul. This ability is swap bodies with another living being permanently until the scroll is used again. Both souls maintain their respective intelligence.
Okay.
I really didn't consider you might destroy the scroll. My heart was about to break.
It's like, you said scroll? All right.
Yeah.
If this isn't a soul from Disney's Pixar, if it doesn't end with you becoming Malice.
I've always wanted to be a dog.
And I will say, across the way, glinting on the other table, you do see a silver key resting on it.
I will begin to make my way over there once the riffraff have cleared out.
All right. So, you guys, do you shut the door behind you as Malice comes through? You still have an action.
Well, do we see the skeletons passing those ruins that Morden was talking about earlier?
Yes, they run across the ruins just fine.
Oh, okay. Well, as soon as the dog comes out of the door, then yeah, I'll close the door.
All right. You slam the door behind you. And you could swear before that happens, you see a scroll levitating in the air. You don't know, but you slam the door. All right. So, Morden, you have a second. So that was only round 2. These skeletons are going to begin clawing at the door. Not really able to do that much. They don't have musculature. But, Morden, that does give you an opening to go towards the desk. You know what? I am going to roll. No, I'm not going to roll. The door is closed. All right. So getting to this other desk, you can tell that this is a ritualistic place. You can tell normally a scroll would be laid out here, as if, that's where that scroll you found was going to be. But then the GM wanted to make sure you fucking found it. So it's just a key now. So,
I see.
have in your possession a silver key.
Fuck it.
All right. And your only issue now is being that between the door and yourself are 4 bloody, bony skeletons clawing and scraping at it.
Do I know if I need to see the body that I'm swapping with in order to use the scroll?
Oh, clever.
You can presume at least that much, yes.
Okay. Yeah, that'd be such a dick move. Just, I don't like this. Yoink! Switch out with the person. One of you two.
Oh,
that would be savage.
Well, in this case, I will pick up one of the torches off of the. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the other table. I assume in the next round, and then I'm going to flip it over and create a bit of a calamity on this side of the room, and then try to circumvent the skeletons.
All right, make a presence roll. And I'll make that one a DR 10, because that's pretty simple. Not that it mattered, I assume.
I'm going to use an omen to re-roll my last omen.
All right, go ahead and use your last omen. Oh, man.
Hey.
That was a good choice. 13. I'm sorry, 14.
13. All right, with a 14, you flip the table over. The papers and books on it go fluttering over. All the skeletons just turn around, and they start immediately waddling and clamping and clackety-clacketing towards the table, giving you sure purchase to run across to the door. And you go to open it, but someone's tugging it closed from the other side.
Alice, bite their ankles. Let me out.
Yeah, Mercury, you feel something nip your ankles as you look down. The dog's just
I
like
kick
chomping.
the dog.
You kick the dog. You know what? Roll strength. You want to kick the dog.
Yeah.
Roll strength.
Good. That is a 3 minus 2, so A1.
All right, you kick the dog. He goes back a couple feet and then runs forward and starts nipping your ankles again. But that's enough distraction for the door to open just a little bit, and as great as the slapstick is, Mordan, you're able to creep through the crack in the door.
And then slam it shut behind me.
Leaving the cameraman behind in the room.
And then the cameraman looks over to the skeletons, and the skeletons, and then go after the cameraman.
All right, so you guys now have the key and the scroll to that door.
About I guess a round later, Mordan just appears behind you guys and just,
Well, that was useful.
So Mordan, pausing, because Mordan, as you walk through this room, suddenly the statue, one of its arms just cracks out, just snaps backwards behind it. Make an agility test.
oh crap.
DR 12.
All right. Smell decay adds +2 to my agility check, so 10.
All right, so immediately you are backslapped across the face for one whopping damage. Never mind, no damage because you have armor. So you take the full brunt of this thing and you go smacking against the back wall. But on its axis, the entire statue turns around like a Harry Potter Dumbledore's office statue, and faces directly towards you. And it blocks both of its arms, like it's about to do the YMCA, but it's trying to block your exit. I need to use scarier similes. The statue looks like the village people. Okay, so if you're going to attempt to leave this room, I'm afraid you're going to have to keep rolling agility until you get above a 12. And you're going to keep taking damage.
I will come up behind the statue and stab it with my I'll throw it from where I am. Volt thrower, spear. I'll hit the back of the statue if I can.
All right, so you're trying to attack a statue. That's going to be at least DR 14.
Oh, sure. Totally. That is an 8. And
you throw your javelin and it just kink and clatters on the ground behind this statue.
I tried.
Malice. Aid.
I will give Malice the key, and I will hold the scroll, and we're going to try to run opposite sides of the statue, see which one it goes for.
Okay. Go ahead and roll presence.
All right. 7.
This statue ignores you, turns with Malice on a 1-to-1 pivot, and reaches down and just smacks his entire little dog body. He takes 4 damage as your dog gives a yelp and goes flying and smacks against the wall, dropping the key on the ground. But to your good little dog's credit, if he has HP,
3 left.
He scoops it up back in his mouth and quickly limps over to Mercury, who's standing just in the hallway.
Excellent work, Malice.
And now the statue's ignoring you completely.
Cool. I run around the other side.
Yeah, it was clearly attracted to the key.
Excellent. Well, now we know.
I go and pick up my javelin.
You do so, and the statue leaves you alone. It was after one thing only.
Gucci.
I'm kind of glad I didn't murder a dog today. I mean, I should have.
Yeah.
Well,
you should have. Probably.
I said yes. You said 3 HP, and I didn't think to ask how much does it have. I just said sure.
Yeah. So, I'm trying to think, because I think the first bit of damage that you dealt to it was 4 damage, correct?
Yeah, but then he ate the cheese.
Yeah. So, I was trying to think, because he got 2 health back from the cheese. So yeah, he would have died with this hit if he had.
Basically, this dog should be dead, but I like dogs, so go figure. All right, so you guys making your way downtown, walking fast, faces bleeding.
Walking fast, eating S.
You now have the key to the bottom double door, or the bottom door at the back of the fortress that leads to this pedestal where the master of the castle resides.
The master of the game?
No, not yet. The Twitch. Oh, I didn't start that Twitch clock. I meant to. I'm going to start that now. For viewers, if you want to add channel points, I'm about to add. If you want to add channel points to fight the GM, you may now do that. I started challenge. Okay, it is now started. So if people want to pay for you guys to fight me in game, it's a thing now. So anyway, moving on to pressing matters. You are now able to open this door. Do you do so?
Yes.
All right. You walk forward. You enter the key in its quivering keyhole, and you turn it, and there's a satisfying click. And don't look at me like that. It was a stupid one. All right. So it clicks, and the door is now unlocked. And as you open it, which I presume you do, you gaze out into a sight unlike anything you've seen. For some reason, being out back here doesn't match what you saw at the front of the castle. You see an expansive cliff face, but that's not at all interesting. You've seen cliffs before. What's fascinating is the endless blackness dotted with just milky white specks of light all across the sky, below the cliffs, off to the sides. You're surrounded, but you don't know what these are. You've never seen these before. All these little dots of bright flickering light in the air all around you. It's too much to handle. Roll a presence test.
Are
That's
we
right.
on the freaking moon?
I'm making you roll to see outer space for the first time.
10.
12.
All right.
11.
All right. You guys are fine. So you guys are genuinely almost overwhelmed. It's like the most intense vertigo you've ever felt, but nonetheless, you're fine. And you guys walk out right about there. That sounds fun. So as you guys, oh my God, what have I done? I made it too low. It's already at 2,000 points.
How much do you need?
10,000. I didn't think it would go that fast. Oh my God.
That's great. What
Well-
does it mean to fight you?
It means when that's up, I'm going to appear in the next session, that next game I run as a boss. The GM with all the cheating that entails. So that's coming sooner than later, possibly like tomorrow's game. Anyway, so you guys walk out, you get right about there. And this person up on the pedestal, you see, they're wearing elegant, ritualistic dark robes. They look noble, in fact, and they turn around to you and you hear the voice say, "You wish to avoid the end? You will not pay the price." And they raise one arm out towards you, and suddenly the ground directly in front of you starts quaking. And I'm sorry, Harga, you happen to be the closest to the front. Go ahead and roll a DR 16 agility roll.
All right then. Let's see what happens, shall we? 19.
Oh my God. So looking forward, you
Nice.
see the dusty ground in front of you gets indents that are getting closer and closer to you. They are gigantic indents, like wider than a wagon wheel. And something in your body, something in your gut tells you duck. And you dive out of the way just as the rock and sediment in the wall next to you explodes into fragments. And you can tell, you feel hot breath coming down on you from somewhere. And we're going to do initiatives now. Isn't that fun?
Oh boy.
More specifically, I'm going to roll initiatives, make it even faster. So hold on. I don't remember how, so I'm a liar. I don't remember. Wasn't there an initiative button? Oh, got it. It's in here. Player characters begin first.
About
All
time.
right. So you guys sense that there is some kind of something in front of you that you can't see, but it's hot breath on you, and that explosion tells you it is massive. Now, someone could spend their action with a presence roll to try and gauge where it is, but it's up to you how you want to approach this in general.
Mayor Kari eats his 2 wheels of Skyrim rotten cheese because he's only has 1 hit point left. But
Right.
I did establish that he's lactose intolerant, so it's up to GM how much health I do get.
Your DR10 toughness check to not become ill will actually be DR12.
Love
it. So go ahead and roll 2 of those checks.
All right, so that's a natural 20.
Wow.
Nice.
Hot dog. All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and save you 1 check. And also, I just like moving it faster. But we're going to say, because of that nat 20, you don't have to roll the other one. Perhaps the fear is just condensing the solidity of your gut. But you swallow those cheese wheels whole. Go ahead and roll 2d6 for how much HP.
6.
Eat that rotten, moldy cheese.
That is a 1,
Yummy.
and then 2. So I have 4 hit points altogether now.
All right. So that was your action for sure, to scarf that down. Harga and Mordan, what are you guys doing?
I'll go ahead and roll the presence roll. See where it's at.
Okay.
I'm feeling lucky now.
All right.
It's
That'll
going
be-
backfire.
Hold on. Before you do
Yeah.
it, that'll be DR 14 if you're wanting to make that chance.
I'll make the chance. Why not?
All right.
You got nothing to lose, right?
In the sense that this is fictional and you won't die in real life like the Matrix. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Well, I got a 12, so it doesn't work. So.
All right. Yeah, you gauge it's somewhere in front of you, but the specific location, you're going to be swinging wild to try and hit it. Meanwhile, you can see in the back, the person in robes is kind of acting like a puppeteer. They're moving their arms, and you hear the shuffling sounds of this beast in front of you, whatever it is.
Okay.
Mordan. Oh, and you can move still if you want, Harga. That was your action, but you can still move somewhere.
I think I'll try and move closer to the puppet master since I kind of saw him doing that.
All right, go ahead. Show me where you move, like your route you take.
Maybe-
All right, you stop about right here as you feel yourself smack into a tree trunk that feels like leathery and solid in front of you. So hey, you know where it is now. But it stops you in your tracks. You bump up against it. Mordan, what are you doing?
I assume it was fairly easy to see her run into the thing.
Just a cartoon, like.
Freaking Wile E. Coyote it.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
So
Someone
I
dipped
want
it in
to-
invisible ink.
I want to run up behind her and over the top of her head, wipe my Ichor of Rot on the leg of this creature.
All right. How does that work again?
That is a DR12 attack. So I think we used strength last time because it was a melee.
Mhm.
So if I hit, it rolls a D12 toughness or descends into frothing spasms for 2 turns.
Nice. Okay. Go ahead and roll your strength check for that.
Alrighty then.
I would almost argue it's an agility thing, but since for sake of consistency, we'll use strength. What you got? A natty 1. That's awesome.
Natty 1.
So as you take your black ichor out, you miss completely. You misjudged where this thing was standing. It flies off to the side, and you reach down into your pouch or whatever you keep it in. Your pouch is empty. You have used up the last of your black ichor.
Ooh.
Oh no. My god has abandoned me.
All right. So remember that DC 16 agility check Sydney / Harga. Yeah, you're going to be making that again. But I'm going to give you a benefit, and I'm just going to drop it 1 point because you're quite physically next to it. You can't see what it's doing to attack, though. But I'm giving you some benefit of you do technically know where it is. So it'll be a DR 15.
Okay.
To avoid this attack.
What fate shall I have today? She says on the ground while she rolled an 18.
18, hot dog. All right,
Dang.
once more. This time, the thing that you bumped up against, you feel it slide against the front of your body, and you feel this is a leg and it is raising above me. And you step just a few steps to the side as the ground next to you has a massive crater pounded into the ground where you were just a moment ago.
She goes, oh, I'm going to get this thing.
That was some lucky All right, the party's turn again.
So my hysterical priest, this is the first time I read, the whole paragraph that it says, but I have a sacred shepherd's crook where since we went outside and saw stars for the first time, this crook hooks through other worlds. So since I met with other planetary bodies, then my hook lights up, and I will go forward to the crater and then try and hit it, and the staff does 2d4 damage except to faithless humans. So that's
all right.
Cool stuff.
All right, so go ahead and make your strength check. It'll be, since again you can't see the creature, it'll be DR. It was DR 16 to avoid because Harga has heavy armor. And then the invisibility is +2. So DR 14.
14. Well, that is an 8.
Well, hot diggity dog. With all this gusto and hype about the staff, you still miss completely.
I'm going to spend my last omen to reroll that.
Oh, okay. I thought you oh, no. Cooper spent
I had
his.
2,
okay.
yeah.
Go ahead.
And that's a 9, so never mind.
Hot dog. You miss completely and digging into yourself. No, I can do this. And you just womp womp. All right. Who's next?
I guess me.
All right, what you got, Harga?
So I have a sling. How far away did it get from me? Or am I still around it?
It stomped the ground right freaking next to you, like within a couple feet. It's somewhere in front of you.
Okay. So can I do my bite attack then? Since it's right next to me?
Yeah, it'll be DR 12.
Let's do it. Why not?
It would be a DR 10 just because this thing is massive, but because it's invisible, I'm adding +2.
Natural 20.
All right, so go ahead and roll double damage.
Double damage. Okay, so 2d6s then?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Do you have any omens to deal max damage on attack?
I have 1 omen left.
Oh, that's a thing you can do if you choose to. You could also save it, but that's kind of cool.
I might save it since I get double damage on this for right now.
Yeah, do it.
Be a better option because I also have but this is after killing an enemy. I don't know if this will work, but after you kill an enemy, I may enter blood rage and make an attack.
Well, for now, go ahead and roll that 2d6 to see how much you do.
The one that I just rolled was a 5. So the other one is a 5.
Nice.
Whoa! All right. So as this thing stomps in the ground next to you, you see Merkur. Oh, and I have to actually move you up where you attacked. But as it stomps, you see Merkur, I miss completely. Between the 2 attacks, you can gauge where it is, and you reach forward and clamp down, and your teeth sink into flesh, and you feel first of all, you hear a mighty roar. Just think the generic T-Rex sound from Jurassic Park, right?
Gotcha.
As suddenly spawning into view is a massive bull-like horned creature with hairy back and arms, and the rest of it just rock solid looking flesh. And a nat 20 ignores armor, so you ignored its natural armor. Yeah, so you are facing an enormous troll creatures you've only probably heard of in your worst nightmares. One is now standing directly in front of you, absolutely behemoth of a creature. Mordan, what do you do for your turn? Did you go already? I don't think you did.
Not yet.
Okay.
I will. How is poison administered? Could I say lace a blade with it and try to stick it in, or would it be
if you have a blade? Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I've got a short sword. I will draw the poison onto the blade and then try to run my blade through the leg of this creature.
That'll be DR 10 because this creature is massive, so you can't really. It's hard to miss.
All right. And that is that a strength or agility?
That'll be, I believe, strength, unless daggers or otherwise. But I just assume melee attacks are strength.
Okay. I rolled a 9, have +2, so 11.
All right.
Close. Almost missed.
So yeah, you sink into its flesh, and what does the poison do?
It is a DR 12 toughness or D10 damage.
All right. Go ahead and roll D10 damage because this thing doesn't have a toughness stat.
Okay.
Wait, is that what you said? Is that?
Yeah, it's a toughness DR 12. So whatever it's got to roll to make the toughness.
I'll roll.
I don't know.
I'll just roll a D20 then, because this part of the rules confuses me, I suppose. But
it makes it.
All right, it makes the save against the poison, but not against the
short
attack.
sword still sinks in.
Roll your damage.
3 damage.
3 damage, and it avoids, because of its tough hide, it negates 1 of that damage. However, it wails out loud as if you had just stabbed it in the heart. Like this thing is still in pain from that little bit. You can tell it doesn't like pain. It doesn't handle it well for a big brutish creature. And now that you've stabbed it, it seems right properly pissed. It's going to go for the creature whose jaws are buried into it. I know I'm picking on you, Sid, but it's just too narratively, makes too much sense.
Yeah.
So go ahead and roll agility,
Right.
DR 12, or because of your heavy armor,
Yeah.
DR 14.
8.
Oh, your dice were so hot.
All right, roll a d6 to see how much your armor negates for damage. What'd you roll? Oh, your mic went quiet.
Oh, 1.
Oh, cool. So you only take 10 damage as this thing swings its massive head. And how much health do you have?
I'm dead.
And one of its horns just impales Harga through the gut. So you are broken. So go ahead and roll a 1d4 for me, Harga.
Okay. Yonk. 3.
All right. You are currently, it stabs you in the gut. You are dangling from this thing's horn. You're not dead. You are barely hanging on there conscious. You are hemorrhaging. And you will die in D2 hours unless treated.
Okay. I will take that.
So in 2 hours unless treated. All tests are DR 16 for the first hour. So you're currently dangling from this thing, flopping off its horn, but technically still with us on this side. Party's turn.
Man, it would have been
and
great
you know what?
if we still had a healing scroll.
It would. And this thing's taking a few steps back with Harga. He's trying to kind of retreat around this little rock here. And with Harga dangling from his horn. And I won't lie, Harga feels all of it. What's the party doing now?
I'll go up and whack it on the knee with my staff.
All right, go ahead and give a staff smack.
So that's a 19.
19. All right, that's a definite hit. Roll your damage.
All right, 2d4. So that's a 4 and a 4. So
8 damage.
Yep.
All right, let me roll to reduce that.
Or you don't have to.
No, that's cool. 6 damage.
Oh.
All right. So.
Oh, okay, good. This.
Hold on. Math. Oh, I don't have to math. 6. All right. So this thing. All right. So 1 second. It is going to make, because of all the damage it's taken, it is going to make a morale check.
If it still wants
to. Oh,
to.
no. Yep. Okay. So immediately, you can tell this thing is frothing and livid and terrified of you. It's scared of you. So Mordan, go ahead and make your turn real quick. And technically Harga, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and begin heading towards the ritual that's going on here. And I'm going to instruct Malice to go for the ankles.
All right, make a presence check. Go ahead.
2.
All right. Malice sprints forward and goes for the creature's ankles. And you know what? We're about at the end of the session, so I'm going to say one more presence check. And you're not going to like it if you don't roll at least a 12.
Oh. Oh.
He kicks your dog and it goes hurtling over the side of the cliff.
Oh, boy.
All right.
It's what you get for bringing a dog into Mork Borg.
All right.
I didn't bring the dog. It gave me the dog.
So you still have an action of your own, Mordan, not including that command. What do you do?
To wail and cry.
Oh my god, that I don't like that at all. Okay, I am going to.
What happened?
I have so your scroll. What remind me the specifics of the scroll?
I swap bodies with a living being.
Yeah, as in, Freaky Friday, basically.
Yeah.
I've been considering when to use that, how to use that this whole time. I'm not really certain.
Well, we're about at the end. We're nearing the end here. This is the last fight. So if there's any location to use it, I'm super biased, as you can tell. So
yeah, I'm going to use it and swap bodies with the puppet master.
All right, go ahead and roll a presence check to use the scroll.
This is for Malice. 19.
All right, so you hold out the scroll, you read from it, and you feel it's actually more abrupt than you would think. You just feel whomp, you blink, and all of a sudden you're looking at your own body across from you. However, you look down and you see these gnarled, pale hands, and you feel a power coursing through you. You feel attachment to everything around you, attachment to this fortress, to the abilities you've had, all the sacrifices you've made, this body has made rather, to get this power, to have this level of control over it, to stave off the apocalypse. And first of all, you realize this person was doing it manually. This person has been here. You feel tired and languid and just exhausted. This person has been doing it every day for weeks, it feels like, to stop it from affecting this fortress. And they were probably going to have to do it the rest of their existence. But nonetheless, you now have control. And more importantly, you feel the terrifying connection to this troll. You feel how scared it is, and it's about to flee. But nonetheless, you still have some degree of control. But first, Harga, up on this mangled horn, what are you doing?
Well, I'll have to do the check, right?
Oh no,
I'm like dying.
Yeah, you've got 2 hours of life left in you. but every test you do is going to be DR16, but you can still do stuff. Like, you can still try something while dangling from this horn.
Okay. Well, I don't know what I can do. I don't have like a sword or anything. I only have my bite attack and a sling. So, oh wait, no. I have the voodoo fire.
That's pretty
So
sick.
I will throw this eternally burning voodoo fire onto this beast that I'm dangling from its horn.
All right, roll an
I'll be
agility
like-
check.
I'll be like pulling it out and I'll be like getting ready to throw it with 10.
So you throw the fire and it lands behind the troll on the ground. It shatters and green flames erupt behind it. And that just seems to piss it off and terrify it more. But that was a good old college try. Was that everyone's turn? Yeah, that was each person's turn. So this troll is actually going to start barreling forward towards the exit, towards the door. Mercury, roll an agility test. DR12.
That is a 13, but with my plate armor also, it's a +4 to the difficulty. So
All
that
right,
does not
so
hit it.
you will take
Give it to me.
7 damage. Although use your armor to see how much you reduce.
4, so 3.
Oh my god,
Damage.
you live.
All right, you take 3 damage. This thing tramples over you. You're stomped into the ground, just, but you're mostly buried into the dirt. Your body
Good thing
didn't
I ate
flatten.
that cheese.
And Harga, with this thing, with dangling from this thing's horn, it starts smashing against the wall, trying to flee this. It's just kind of smushing its body into the hole, and it starts rearing up and trying to smash the wall with its fists. Party's turn. What are you doing? Oh, and hold on, not Party's turn. Mordan's body.
Yep.
Hey.
It looks down at its hands and says, "I'm hideous. I'm disgusting. You," and he points at you, Mordan, in this puppet master's body now. And it says, "You don't know what the sacrifice entails. You don't understand. You know what? You can keep the responsibility. I greet death with open arms." And it pulls out a dagger.
The sloth dagger that I just got, maybe?
Yeah, that works great. And he immediately just slits his own throat and falls to the ground, bleeding out. And I'll say, for narrative's sake, Harga, as this troll's smashing against the wall, you kind of accidentally... no, you can make... You're like flailing around. Go ahead and make a strength test.
Okay.
DR 16 to try to wrench yourself off the horn.
Please. It's a 14.
All right, so this thing...
Wait,
Yeah.
you have an omen.
Yeah, I'll do that.
All
You
right.
can reduce the difficulty if you want.
I'll do that. I'll reduce the difficulty.
Oh, beautiful. Okay, in that case, you hear a slick noise as you just barely pull yourself off this horn and you flop onto the ground as this troll, it suddenly feels cornered and doesn't know where to go. And it sees it can't bash through these walls and it starts sprinting around the cliff. And it goes to go climb down the side of this cliff, looks down and sees the abyss, sees the infinite space and nothingness. And it panics, terrified, but its hands skid away too late and it goes toppling over the side. And you look over and you see it fall and fall and fall and fall and just Team Rocket blasting off against style. It just disappears into nothingness. And you are now looking at your dying, bleeding through the throat body on the ground in front of you. What do you do?
Let's see. So remind me of what the purpose of this castle is. This is a place that the basilisk dislikes.
The apocalypse is coming, basically. The world is going to be drenched in fire. Every living thing in existence is going to die. And it's foretold through the prophecies, which have come true 10 out of 10 times. There was a prophecy that said one day it's going to rain forever. Now it rains forever. There was a prophecy that said the ground is going to turn into maggots, swarming with maggots, every square inch of soil in existence. That came true. Each omen comes true. And the final one reads that the world, hold on, there's an actual, it basically, this fortress thus far has been avoiding each of those omens. It hasn't faced any of those problems. As foretold, I believe, in the calendar of Necrobel. Yeah. The final psalm is all praise Yetsabu Nech, the underworld's nightmare, the black disk which stands before the sun. All praise Verhu, beaming with delight. All praise the fire which burns us all, and the darkness shall swallow the darkness. This fortress was standing in defiance of all of that. So, but you can sense it even now that the powers, without you actively maintaining them, are weaning. You hear a little yip, and you look and you see your dog trudging around. It didn't quite fly off the cliff. It landed just on the side over here. Because I wouldn't do that. That's fucked. I would do that, but I didn't want to do that.
Boy,
Man, there's part of me that was hoping like the troll would like fly off in the same direction. It could just like toss the dog back onto the platform, but this works too.
Yeah, he comes around and he looks at your bleeding body on the ground. And he starts licking your body's cheek and he's whining and he looks up at you and your new body and growls at you.
I go, that's okay. With my 1 hit point left, I go, this is for more than a feeling. Then I grab the dagger that he used to cut his own throat, and then I go after the guy standing in the middle of the circle.
All right, you do so. So Morden in the body of this puppet master and Harga leaning against the wall, bleeding profusely. You watch as Mercury charges forward at him. What do you do? Puppet master.
Oh, what can't I do at this stage?
This is for the dog.
Do I mind the apocalypse happening? Is it really something that's worth avoiding? Maybe. I suppose. But I can't afford to be interrupted here. I try to latch on to the essence of Mercury or whatever.
All right.
Mercari.
All right, so you know what we're going to do here for this final confrontation, for this final epic conflict? Both of you roll strength or agility or presence. Or, sorry, for the sake of Puppet Master, you can roll agility or presence. Mercury, you can roll strength or agility.
15 agility.
I don't know what stats I've got, but who gives a shit, baby? I rolled a 6 on the dice.
All right, so even with your modifiers, Mercury, describe how you slaughter this person.
Because of the dog that I tried to kick a couple times and seeing just the John Wick sadness in everyone, then I stab through the heart and go, this is for the dog.
As you stab into my heart, I'll say, finally, to join Acrophy.
And the life fades. And Mercury, you watch as the light is gone from his eyes. Then suddenly, the ground around you crackles and quakes, and you see the cliffside chunks falling off. You look up and see the fortress itself. The wall is caving in and the walls are crumbling down. Without anyone to maintain it, this place is doomed. And without the power within the puppet master and his magic abilities from whatever source he got it, there's no one to maintain it. And I'm going to say, do you want to have a climactic run out, or do you accept your fate?
I pick up the dog and
It's
do
so
a
funny.
hey, no, and I chuck it off the cliff. No.
It rolled a 17 presence to attack.
I have one hit point. Yep.
Yeah, you go to pick up the dog, and the dog reaches up and go ahead and wait. You have 1 hit point, you said?
Yep.
All right. So go ahead, Cooper, roll damage.
3.
Victor, roll your armor.
2.
Oh.
So you pick up the dog and you go to heroically run away, and the dog reaches up and bites you in the jugular. And you just flop on the ground. And the just short of Harga, who's leaning up against the wall, the dog saunters over to his body. Oh, I dragged the wrong body. Saunters over to Mordan's body and waits by him. And you're both laying on the ground next to each other, watching as the fortress is crumbling around you.
I'll say that Hargatha just thinks to herself, he deserved that. It's just cascades of the rumble. It's just like.
And you guys look out and you see this giant expansiveness, outer space, which your characters would have no concept of. But we as humans know the beauty and the terror, how equal they are, and how wonderful they are, and awful. All those feelings at once when you look up at a fully starry night sky and realize how small you always were as rocks begin crumbling around you and we fade to black. And any passersby after that who would come seeking shelter in this fortress would find nothing. They would find a smoldering, empty heap, just rubble in the ground. Finding out the legends were false. There was no safe haven. And they were subject to the end just like everyone else. And with that bleak, desperate, hardcore Swedish death metal ending, I'm going to say that concludes our session.
Oh,
I told you
man.
it wasn't going to go well. It wasn't going to be heroic. It was just going to be depressing with possible goodness, but nah, it's the end. Thank you so much for joining. That was fun. Did you guys at least have fun? Was that at least fun?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's an interesting game. That's fun.
I enjoyed that a lot. Thank you guys so much, my wonderful players, for joining me. Please remember to check out these. All 3 of my players here are streamers, and they are really great. I haven't seen Cooper, but I'm going to assume you're great because that was really great. Check out. You can see it on the overlay. Check out Victor at DNMe Adventures, the letter N, where he plays D&D with himself.
D&D with myself.
And make sure to check out Der Waffelberg, in which Sydney and her friend Molly, her partner Molly, torture themselves sucking at games. I'm kidding.
Well, I think
shots fired.
Molly's actually pretty good.
No, just playing awesome and or really difficult games. And make sure to check out Cooper over check out his Twitter, Mattingham. You can read it. Why am I reading it to you?
Yeah, Mattingham VA. Or if you want to come check out when I play with my Starfinder group tomorrow night on Waffles Maple Syrup, the Twitch channel, you can find us.
Beautiful. And thank you, wonderful, lovely viewers, for joining us tonight on day 1 of GM Burnout. What a success, I would say.
Yeah.
Join us for the rest of the week. We are streaming every day. You can see our schedule on our Twitch page. Tomorrow, we will be playing the Alien RPG, another horrific, bleak game. That'll be really fun. So until then, Everybody, I hope you stay safe. My players, I hope you have a wonderful evening and week. And for the rest of you, stay safe out there. And more importantly than anything in this time of needing escapism, I hope you get a game in this week. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.